The art of not caring while still secretly getting them hooked again. Hello there, I'm Coach Abby. Thank you for joining me once again on Love Advice TV. Love Advice TV is a channel that's been created uniquely for you to assist you in navigating through any relationship challenges. Today, I want to share with you one of the most paradoxical truths about love. Attraction and reconciliation. The less you appear to care, the more magnetic you become. Interesting, isn't it? Now, I don't mean becoming cold or bitter or heartless. Absolutely not. It's the art of not caring is not about pretending you don't love your ex. Absolutely not. It's about releasing attachment in a way that creates mystery, emotional space, and powerful curiosity. Because here's the secret. When you stop chasing, stop clinging, and stop showing that you need them, that's when your ex's brain begins to wonder, why aren't they running after me anymore? It's interesting. I mean, they become so obsessed with thought as, have I lost my hold on them? And why do I suddenly feel drawn back? It's mystical. But let's be honest, people want what they can't have. And yet most of us chase and we beg and we overinvest, which instantly kills the attraction that we're trying to obtain. So today, the breaking down of the art of not caring is so important. And once again, here's a secret twist to all of this. While you're acting like you don't care, you're actually planting the seeds that get them hooked again. Because by the end of this session, I'm hoping you'll understand how to master this art of not caring and how this very shift secretly gets your ex hooked once again. So let's start with why overcaring really pushes your ex away. So, when your ex feels like you care more about them than yourself, it really creates such pressure, such heaviness. And, pressure really suffocates attraction. Then there's a loss of the mystery. When you over-explaining and over-texting and over-reaching out, you remove all curiosity. Predictably, you are there, and predictability kills intrigue. And what's super important is that this creates an unbalanced energy, and the one who cares more feels weaker. And for all of you that know me, or those that don't, please know that I am such a fan of the law of attraction, and so much of that is about aligning our energy. So attraction always tilts towards balance. The balance of strength always seems to attract more strength because energy attracts energy. So when you show that your world revolves around them, and we all do that every once in a while, initially after the breakup at least, you actually make it easy for them to actually let go. But when you release, they lean in. So in order to understand why this works, we need to touch on the psychology of not caring. So what is the psychology of not caring? First and foremost, we've got the scarcity principle. Now, what is scarce becomes valuable. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that. When you're no longer overly available, your ex starts to crave your attention. Then when we've got a reversal of power. Instead of chasing, you shift into neutrality. Now, power dynamics flip. They feel uncertain, and uncertainty always breeds attraction. Now we're talking about curiosity. Now, this triggers them to think, what is going on? Your detachment makes them wonder, why don't they care anymore? Who are they becoming? Who else might be noticing them? Are they dating? Are they seeing someone else? So finally, we're talking about the emotional reset. By pulling back, you create space to literally have a new sense of memories of joy and passion resurface in them instead of the conflict you left behind, because all breakups leave conflict behind. Not caring isn't coldness, it's strategy, it's attraction. It's attraction psychology at work. If you're not sure whether you've been showing too much care or not enough, because that's another issue as well, please take the free assessment questionnaire below. It will help you identify whether your energy is pulling your ex closer or accidentally pushing them further away. So, how do we practice the art of not caring? This is where most people struggle. They hear don't care and think it means, oh my gosh, Abby, I'm ignoring my ex completely. I'm being rude, or maybe I'm acting fake. That's not it at all. Here's how to practice it with finesse. First and foremost, the emotional detachment. Train yourself to say, I love them, but I don't need them to be okay. The internal dialogue that we have with ourselves is so important to really be able to align our energy to where we need to take it. This internal detachment charges your energy instantly. The step 2 is to convey neutral communication. So if they text, reply calmly, be warm but not over-invested. Don't immediately rush into what happened. Curiosity, not desperation, should guide your true tone. And step 3 is prioritize yourself. I can't say this enough, and I usually touch on that on any video and any coaching session, because we can't give to others what we don't have, and we need to learn to love ourselves. So shift your focus into personal growth, into your joy and passion. When you start shining from within, you radiate a vibe that says, I'm complete with or without you. You're playing the mystery card. When you start sharing less with them, you reveal selectively. You let them wonder what you're up to. We have this initial feeling of let them know what's going on. They just reached out. I have to tell them I did this, I did that, I'm doing this, I'm going here. No, keep it slow. Let them want more always from you. Let them wonder what you really have been up to. This keeps you in their mind constantly. You have to embody quiet confidence. The way you walk, the way you speak, and act as though you trust that your life is unfolding in your favor, because it is. Confidence, it hooks them deeper than any declaration of love. Trust me when I say that. I mean, let me repeat that again. Confident hooks them deeper than any declaration of love ever could. We're so anxious to tell them, I love you, I miss you. No. Detach, hold back. If you feel like you're struggling to really master that balance, and some of us do, it's not that easy. Showing warmth while practicing detachment is not easy. Please know I'm here to assist you in uncovering where you may be giving too much energy away and help you by creating a plan to pull back with grace while designing a strategy that secretly hooks your ex again without you looking like you've been trying too hard. Think of it as learning the subtle art of attraction that works beneath the surface. So if and when you're ready, please don't hesitate to book a one-on-one session with me. It will be my pleasure to help guide you through this process and allow you to maximize your potential of reaching your goal. So now let's shift a minute to the mindset of how your ex may feel when you master this art. The first thing they feel is confusion. We always want them to be confused, and it's not because we're trying to manipulate. It's because we're trying to reattract them, and confusion just makes you wonder, makes you feel that you need to reach out and find out what's going on. They initially, remember, expect you to chase. We've always chased. This time we don't. When you don't, it disrupts their expectations. That element of curiosity surfaces. They begin asking, why don't they care? Have they moved on? Are they happier now? And with that comes that fear of loss. Humans value what they might lose. Your detachment triggers their fear of losing you forever. You know, we need to really focus not on getting our exes back. We need to focus on reigniting attraction. Neutrality and mystery reawakens their desire to win you back, often without them even realizing it. It really is not about not caring secretly. It's about trying to hook them back again. It's really about demonstrating that you've detached. The most important part of this is whether you see it or not, is that the beauty of this approach is that it doesn't just hook your ex. Along the way, it transforms you. We always go back to ourselves, and that's so important for me to be able to convey the power that it comes when things always come back to ourselves. You stop living in anxiety. I mean, the endless looking at our phones, at our social media, the praying, the hoping. You just stop it. You detach. You stop living in anxiety. You discover once again your worth. That same worth that attracted them initially. You shift into a magnetic version of yourself that attracts love naturally. And honestly, when you stop caring from desperation, and initially, first and foremost, don't be hard on yourself. We all do. But we need to shift it to start caring from self-respect. That's when you become unforgettable. You know, as I'm approaching the end of this video, what I really like to leave you is with the following thought. The art of not caring is about balance. You still love your ex. That's fine. Don't deny that to yourself. But what you do realize is that you need to stop clinging because you love them so much, because you want them so much. You're willing to work on all the necessary self-transformation that we need. And one of them is to detach, to stop really being there, to stop reaching out. You know, you stop clinging. You still care, but you no longer are focusing on begging, on convincing them that you're worthy. You focus on becoming magnetic, mysterious, and strong because you are. Now, this paradox, releasing while quietly transforming, is what makes them hooked on you again. The push-pull isn't about manipulation. And once again, I'd like to reinforce that. It is not about manipulation. It's about pacing. It's perfectly all right to show warmth, then disappear, to give energy, then reclaim it. That rhythm trains their brain to keep chasing your validation, although what we really are looking to do is to secretly get them hooked again. We had them hooked once. We can do it again. You see, when you stop trying to convince them and instead they see you thriving, that's the silent hook. That's when they can't help but lean in again. Once again, I thank you for joining me today. And please don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on personal growth, on mending broken relationships, and everything in between. Until next time, I'm Coach Abby.